In one of the most legendary Game 7 performances of all time, the greatness of Stephen Curry was on display as he put up the first 50-point Game 7 in history. I want to break down how the Warriors avoided off-ball actions and instead how Curry abused the on-ball pick and roll to create quality shots. So let's get to it. The Warriors are brilliant with off-ball actions, but the Kings have prevented this with Mike Brown being able to switch. Steve Kerr changed his game plan in Game 7 to run many more straight-up on-ball pick and rolls with Steph Curry. Here we have a high pick and roll with Looney to get Sabonis into action, and they know the Kings' coverage is generally to show or trap. Curry sees this and then counters by immediately swinging him back to Loons and relocates for a handoff screen. Sabonis is in drop, and this slight ball watching by Fox is all Steph needs as he's able to create daylight for another deep three-pointer. Another example of a high pick and roll, but this time with Draymond. Sacramento really wanted to have the guard attempt to stick with Steph as much as possible, but Dre does a good job re-screening but also kind of moving here, so the Kings eventually have no choice but to switch. Getting Steph on ball is the crucial adjustment in Game 7, as Mike Brown has been able to shut down most off-ball screen actions that the Dubs run. Instead of swinging it again, the Warriors now have the mismatch they want in the rookie Keegan Murray, as Steph simply goes to work on the ball into an ISO step back 3. As the Kings have a 5-point lead with the arena going off, let's keep Steph on ball against Terrence Davis, who's hooping the first half but defensively is a level below Davion Mitchell. Curry sees that Dre's man in Trey Lyles is close to the free throw line, not needing to cover a non-shooter in green, so the counter to this is for a shove pass into a handoff screen, where Curry creates some space first and knows that he will catch Lyles in a drop position. Davis has to try and fight over the screen, but this is too much daylight for the greatest shooter of all time. Great counter on the ball once again. I don't think I've seen this many on-ball pick and rolls to find defensive holes, at least in recent memory. Here we have Loon come up for another high pick and roll to get Sabonis into action, as he shows up pretty high, so the Dubs don't get anything here and immediately gets the ball back for another pick and roll with Draymond. Sacramento desperately wanted to keep De'Aaron Fox on Steph, but Golden State was able to figure out a switch onto Harrison Barnes, a matchup Curry does like. Here he easily goes to work as Barnes reaches and Steph goes for a similar step back to his left 3-ball. As it is almost desperation time, Steve Kerr's brilliant adjustment to keep Steph on ball and let him make plays off these actions led to a playoff career high 38 field goal attempts. Here at half-court line, Dre sets a pick, and we know the Kings want to avoid any change of matchups, but here's a clear miscommunication. Fox looks like he's about to go back to Curry, but stops midway, and Curry simply hesitates Monk just enough and attacks right to his left, catching Monk by his hip. Here he stops on a dime for a pull-up midi. More on-ball masterpieces. When he's hot, let's keep giving him the ball back. Dre comes for the high pick and roll, but he's definitely moving here to get Davis off of Steph, and we get another switch and a mismatch Steph likes onto Keegan Murray. Similar step back to his left, but there is only one person in the whole world who makes it look this easy, and Steph exploits the open space he creates for another deep 3. There you guys have it. What an iconic performance we witnessed as Stephen Curry left us a masterpiece to eliminate the Kings and move on to the second round. This series might be a classic as both coaches were able to counter and go back and forth with their game plans. Steve Kerr decided to stick with a smaller lineup that had more shooting in this game, and mainly involved Stephen Curry in on-ball pick and rolls since the Kings were able to negate the off-ball actions that the Dubs ran with timely switches. With on-ball pick and rolls, Stephen Curry was able to dissect individual coverages and take advantage of mismatches, either for step-back 3s or layups. It's not exactly the craziest concept to have the ball as much as you can in your best player's hands, but the Warriors really went to this as opposed to their traditional ball movement, and that's how they end up winning the series. Now on to a big Lakers matchup in a couple days. So if you guys like this breakdown, like and subscribe to see more.